There's a lot of mentions.
Yes, this
There's so many good movies.
Should this be his own video? I don't know.
Alright. Hello. So, this is the antithesis to our previous video, which
Yes.
is the top 10 best movies of 2025 that we managed to watch. You
Yeah.
know, you cannot watch everything, right? So, yeah, let's start with... Yeah, okay.
Jap, in case you don't know, the last list and this list is based on the Malaysian mainstream releases, and yeah, most of them actually. So some of these movies, if we ever have like these international viewers out there, you may not be able to relate, just so you know.
Yeah, because, you know, we live in different parts of the world, and some movies I just not released everywhere else. So, yeah.
Yeah. So and also, I don't feel like I watch enough local movies to compare between them. And even then, I just don't like the idea of segregating local movies to international movies, as if like these local movies can't contend with these international movies.
So, we
I
just...
don't think
Yeah.
that's the case. I think despite popular, consensus, I think Malaysia, if they tried, they can make, and they did make a bunch of banger movies.
Which...
The number one movie in my mind to this day, but it shares some spots with, as you can see in this list too, like we mentioned before, there's so many good movies that even after honorable mentions, some movies have to share spots. You're gonna see pretty soon.
Yeah.
And yeah, this movie, my number one, Bunuhan, right, of all time, is a Malaysian movie, and it does share spots with other movies. So yeah, I don't. I just reject the idea of having to segregate local movies compared to like international movies. So let's get on with it.
The honorable
So
mentions first.
you want to do the honors?
Alright, so this is the movie that I managed to watch. He didn't, and I think recently it was in the new letterbox service of like renting movies or something. Yeah, this movie is called Sore, Isteri dari Masa Depan, or the official English title, Sore, A Wife from the Future. It's just a so beautifully poignant movie that has time travel in it. Yeah. Uh, um, just the way they piece together, like how the main character is going through the journey of trying to hold on to her dear love, but time is a bitch. Time is a cruel mistress, and they make a point that time is the antagonist of this movie. If you want to have an antagonist, right? So the way she goes about trying to protect that against all odds is just so beautiful. And when they finally piece things together, whew, and it does help the fact that, yeah, the main lead, Sheila Dara Aisha, yeah, I still remember her name because she's such a good actor and she's so pretty. And I sat in front of her when they were trying to interview her and she was singing. Oh my god, sorry. Okay, let's
No, no,
stop talking.
simping allowed. This
Simping a lot.
channel, simping allowed.
So yeah, I simp on her, and this is an honorable mention because he didn't watch it, but I did. But it's very, very good. And at some point, if it comes to anywhere, if it's on Netflix,
Yeah,
please watch
yeah,
it, bro.
definitely will watch it. Okay, is it I try not to watch these movies on cinema simply because there's not enough time, there's not enough money on hand, bad
Yeah,
timing all around.
yeah,
And I try to go for spectacle. You know, the typical stuff, Mission Impossible, like Marvel Endgame, stuff like that. So
yeah.
I try to put my like my priorities for that. Even dumb movies like a typical King Kong or Godzilla movie, because of, again, spectacle.
All right. So the next honorable mention is Papa Zola, the movie Game On.
I didn't watch it yet.
And it works for a number of reasons because first, it's like the first AJL movie. It's a standalone movie. It's a standalone prequel to the original character of Papa Zola, who first exists in Bobo Boy series, and then he has his own series with his daughter, like Pipi Papa. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know someone will correct me. Right? Powers Ferrari Universe fans out there, right? Yeah, it's just like the way they trying to cater to the paying adults who are making this currently the uh collecting 48 million ringgit right now in the box office. God damn, that's cool, right? It captures the family dynamic and it really like make apparently the most annoying character in the series Bobo Boy, who is literally written out of the series because he was so annoying and there was just no room for yet another comic relief. So they decided to like they see a value in Papa Zola. They decided to spin him off into the Papa PP series, and then now his own movie, and it's a great move. And yeah, they're trying to have different segments of market for with the different IPs, and this is clearly targeting for adults and families, and it works very well. And I like the video game references. Yeah, it's just go and watch it. It's very very wholesome. Also, yeah. All right.
The next honorable mention is Novocaine.
Oh yeah, Novocaine
And
stars Jack Quaid
is, oh my god, it's like so
from
much
The
heart.
Boys.
I love Jack Quaid in this one, and my only other exposure to Jack Quaid is The Boys, right?
Yeah, The Boys.
And dude, I just love Novocaine, the character, and the only reason why it's in honorable mentions is that there's better movies in
Yeah,
our top 10, and I feel very strongly about the movie even though it's still in honorable mention. And
the concept is very. I mean, the concept is it's trying to be have a superhero concept, but the story is human.
yeah, very human.
Yeah, very
And
human.
the character motivations are very understandable. Not
Yes,
just Novokaine's character, other characters as
it's a
well.
very small movie, but it works.
Many likable characters too.
Yes, yes,
Even
yes.
I understand the villain, even though I don't agree with him all that much.
Because yeah,
And dude, it sticks to its concept.
yeah,
There
yeah.
was never a time when Novocaine is good at shooting or fighting.
Because it's just
Whereas compared to
yeah,
Guns Akimbo, for example, that movie that stars Harry Potter, right?
yeah, Daniel Radcliffe.
Radcliffe.
Yeah,
That movie suddenly he becomes a marksman
out
towards
of
the
nowhere,
end.
yeah.
That betrays the concept.
And this movie is just true and true. He's just a normal guy, an accountant who got mixed up into this,
And he can
just
feel pain.
he can feel pain and all that.
He can feel physical pain.
That's the hook of the movie, and of course, whatever that comes with it. Yeah. All right. So, the next one is 28 years later. Yeah.
If I can give a reason, okay. Alright. What I like about this trilogy so far is, even though I hate the second movie 20 weeks later, I just like the first. It feels like the first opening is like the cold open, and it should be its own shot, and it's a great film. Just watch it as
Oh,
a shot.
28 weeks later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rest of the movie is fucking dumb.
Yeah.
But dude, 28 years later, still I like the first movie more. 28 days later, but 28 years later, the world building is so good. But if you compare it as a movie, because I like the other two movies, this is clearly setting up for the second movie. And if you compare this movie, for example, with something like Dune, I still think that if I watch Dune today, the part one, it still feels like can stand on its own.
Yeah. I agree.
As opposed to 20 years later, it's like it just feels so too set-up-y.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's just unfortunate that it's already a sequel to a long gestating
Yeah.
franchise.
Yeah.
And then they make this movie, the comeback, as a setup for another movie, which
Yeah.
is kind of sad.
Yeah, which is like, yeah, it's a weird decision. Whereas, like I said, what I like about this the trilogy is like all three movies feel very different, and you can watch them on it. Feels like three favors cornetto by
Edgar Wright. Yeah.
right? So they feel kind of like anthological. So they don't want to continue any of the established stuff in terms of like the characters that we are familiar with in the second movie, but yet they want to set up the next movie. That's that's why I think, even though this, oh my god, cinematography is perfect, so many characters that are likable, even the asshole, I can kind of get why he does what he does, right?
And it has some cool ideas, like the whole iPhone rig thing. It's very innovative. Danny Boyle does that even like on the first movie. There's always innovations.
Yeah, my favorite scene is the when they found that body hanging
Oh,
like upside down. Oh my god, man.
That was great stuff, great horror shit right there. Alright, so the other one, the honorable mention is Blues by Sajay Perumal, the final movie in the Jagat multiverse.
I still don't get it. I don't see
Again,
how this is a multiverse. It doesn't like the different characters. I that the single
yeah.
and I told the same thing to the guy himself. I met him at Wayang Budiman. What do you call it thing? Um, what was it, a marathon or something of a bunch
Oh,
of
that
horror
marathon thing.
movies,
Yeah.
and
The
yeah, he
double
just
bill.
happenstance that is there right in front of me. So I told him I don't get how this connected, and I enjoy Blues more than what do you call it thing, the movie
Machai.
Machai. So I have like this friend also that goes to Waibudima all the time. Yeah, if you know him, Bedok Logam, he's like a theatre guy or something. And he thought that I'm gonna like Machai way more. And the thing is, I do. I want to like Machai more. But the problem is, even though Machai, some people say it's like more more what cinematic, right? And
Yeah.
Dr. Norman, Dr. Norman for your ITM,
Nama
Puncak
Yusof.
Perdana,
Yeah.
he said that.
We already
God,
reacted
and
to this movie, so I can link the reaction, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoy this and whew,
All right.
man.
So the final honorable mention. Wow, there's a lot of honorable mention.
Yes, this
There's so
honorable
many good
mentions.
movies.
Should this be his own video? I don't know, man.
All right. So this is called the movie called Abah Saya Uncle Mike, directed by Ezri Ghazali in his directorial debut, and produced and co-written by my good friend Muz Amir Rahman.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. What else?
From Prebet Sapu.
Private
Yes.
Sapu, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the second movie that involves him that I actually enjoy. So yeah.
He's the co-writer. Yeah.
Abah Saya Uncle Mike, dude, the acting by that Ustaz is really good.
Oh God, that Ustaz
And-
is vile.
And
I love it.
The kids, oh my god, especially the big brother. Where apparently he was scouted early on, and this is related to this movie. But there is another movie that is so unrelated that a bunch of like media people interview this actor, right? Which is the big brother in Abah Sayang Ke Mike. And he mentioned in that interview, again, has nothing to do with the interview for this movie, that the director scouted him as a talent way back when. Like, and he got opportunities now because it's kind of like it's kind of like chronism in a way if you think about it. But
It's coming now. Yeah, it's gonna be more things from now on.
and he is like a very early on discovered talent. So for a lot of people like us, including us, our first exposure to him are not the telemovies that he's in.
Or
Instead,
even there's the previous movies that he acted in.
Instead for us, it's Abah Sayang Ke Mike. We're blown away, man. He's so good. He's
bright
so
future.
relatable, and can I just say this? To a certain extent, I feel like our family has gone through like kind of a family dysphoria. The diaspora. Diaspora, is that the word? Yeah, diaspora.
No, diaspora. What?
Yeah, I'm talking about
dysphoria. It's dysphoria.
No, no, I'm not talking about dysphoria. That's the wrong word. Diaspora. Because it feels like we never really have a home. We never really have
Diaspora. Yeah. That's the right
it's
word.
diaspora.
Yeah.
We'll go for diaspora here.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally relatable, man. Yeah, that's how our thought process go. Is the us against the world and everything like that. Even though we fight each other, but it's just no matter how much we fight each other, it's still like us first. F the world. Don't ask me for shit. It's like fuck the world. There's a word from the wise. Pepatah orang tua.
So
Big ups to Biggie Smalls, right?
Alright, so that closes our honorable mentions.
It
It is its own video already. Its own video already.
Yeah, it's 50 minutes. This is okay. This is his own video. This is an addendum. Okay, so yeah, see you on top 10 best movies. This is the other best mentions. It's pretty good year for movies, right? It's like when you look at gaming news, people shit on a bunch of shitty games, But then when you look at it, like there's a lot of great games that came out this year actually, 2025 actually.
Alright, so yeah, I guess we see you in
Yeah, peace out.
the best movie. We thought we were gonna make this one video, but yeah,
Yeah, I don't think so.
so this is his own video, honorable mentions for 2025. See you in the
Honorable-
best of
yeah.
2025 real soon.
Yep.
Peace.